Hello, friends and family. I'm Jen. It's day 95, cycle 5, day 10. Today and every day, we talk about my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL. We're using the R-EPOCH immunotherapy chemotherapy to crush Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Let's get into it. So my thought today is about not clinging to the suffering. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So first we'll start with our quote. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming of it. Helen Keller. So this is my thought. We all face obstacles of differing severities. Obviously, I have a pretty tough obstacle right now, but everyone has obstacles. It could be getting your kid to go to bed at the right time or balancing your checkbook or whatever that thing is. Everybody has obstacles. If we focus on the obstacle and the suffering and rather than the overcoming, then it's my belief that we get stuck in the obstacle or the suffering. And I think I've articulated this before as pity parties, right? I'm all about the feeling. So I'm not in any stretch of the imagination stating that you should not have the feelings. You need to have the feelings. The feelings belong, and you certainly should feel them, and you have to acknowledge them. And sometimes the suffering is such that you have to live in the suffering for some time. So, for example, today is day 10. If you've been following me, you know that day 7 and 8 were miserable. Day 9 was a little bit better, and day 10, spoiler alert, much better. But 7 and 8 were tough, right? I really couldn't get beyond the suffering at that time. I had to focus totally on addressing the suffering and healing and listening to my body and letting it heal. There was nothing else I could do. I couldn't overcome it. The only thing I could do was live through it, right? So I'm not saying that you bang, rainbows and unicorns, get rid of the suffering. No, that's not reality, right? So there are times when you have to live through the suffering. But what I am saying is that you can't get stuck in the suffering. So today, much better day overall, I still was limited by my body. You'll see when I show my pictures later, I had a fair amount of activity today. But after every energetic burst, I had to go lay down and listen to my body and let it just regenerate a little bit more than I typically would, right? You guys know or don't know that I'm kind of a busy bee. I move. And during this time, I can't move. And so today I did get to move a lot more without feeling horrible, but there was a limit to that movement. At a certain point, I had to stop, lay down, and give my body just a moment to regroup itself, right? But here, I was focused on the overcoming. So what do I need to do to move my body more? Was take periodic rests throughout the day. Listen to it and let it guide me about what I can and can't do, right? Not, I just have to stay in bed all day. I'm suffering. I can't stand it. My body can't do it, blah, 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 right? So I'm focused on the overcoming, not on the suffering. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but that's my methodology for moving on, for not getting stuck. Like when we cling to that suffering, when we want to tell the story over and over again about how horrible it was or what was, the thing, some of that in your noodle makes us think over and over again about it's still here, right? So you have to weigh the risks, benefits and the risks. I think there's value, and that's why I talk about it with you guys, to sharing our stories because it helps educate others. But you have to be careful about not clinging to the suffering, right? We need to cling to the overcoming. That's my opinion. And again, I'm acknowledging that there are times when you need to live through the suffering. You have to address the obstacle or address the suffering. You have to live in it before you can overcome it. That's just the nature of the beast. But my wish for you all is that you focus on the overcoming as much as possible and that you get to overcome your obstacles, whatever they may be, regardless of their severity. That is my thought for today. Okay, let's move on to how am I. I've already foreshadowed for you. Overall, I'd say I am much better than yesterday, but I still am limited, as I mentioned already. I had frequent rests, but I was able to move, which made me much happier. Movement makes me happy, I'll say that. It makes me feel as though I'm doing something positive for my body. I think overall, there's many studies that show that movement helps your noodle and so forth and so on. Today, I also made an effort to move outside. I don't know if I mentioned this on my to-do list, but I did walk the length of the driveway. I walked the length of the property in the front of the house just to get a little bit of sun. Don't worry, I was sunscreened up with hats and everything on, so I didn't really get sun, get sun. But, you know, it's good for your noodle to breathe the fresh air in the sun. Now, that's not to say that the allergies aren't killing me. Fortunately, I'm still taking the, what is it, Zyrtec? Nope. Oh, crud. Okay, well, I'm going to call that chemo brain. I don't think it is. I think it's just old lady brain. Claritin, there you go. I'm taking the Claritin for my Neulasta shot. Today or tomorrow is my last pill. So that's helping a little bit with the allergies. And also, I am a fan, TMI folks, I'm a fan of the neti pot. I did neti pot today. I started neti potting a long time ago. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back and look. I'm going to say at least 5 to 10 years ago. And true story, I haven't had a sinus infection since I started neti potting, because clearing that out, there's no time for all that yucky stuff to like sit and grow yuck. You know what I'm saying. In any case, I did neti pot today, and I will probably be neti potting fairly frequently due to the allergy season, because that does help to clear out the allergens without having to take as much medication. All right, what else can I tell you about today? So I did rest frequently. I was able to move more. I'm already at least 1,000 or 2,000 over my steps from yesterday, so I'm definitely moving more. And I am glad that I took off tomorrow, Monday, because I'm just not quite there. I could have limped through tomorrow, I think, but taking off tomorrow and giving my body and my head, my mind, one more day to just heal and get into the right space, I think was the right choice. And certainly I've been taking less days off than I put in for. So I think I already shared with you some time ago that I had submitted a work accommodation to take off 5 days per 21-day cycle. In my chemo is a 21-day cycle. So I have chemo for a full 5 days, but I generally don't take off for those days. I take off the first day because I go into the clinic, and I'm usually a little bit wiped when I get home. And then I take off the 6th day, half a day on the 6th day, and all day, day 7, all day, day 8, and then I guess day 9 and 10 are usually on the weekend. So the way that my cycle flies. And then I had been going back to work on Mondays, but the last cycle I had such a rough time. I went back on Monday, but I said I don't want to do that again, so I took off on Monday. So I'm really only taking right now 4.5 days off per 21-day cycle. So I'm still half a day underneath my request. And I think it's the right choice for me. I think that the day tomorrow will just help refocus, recenter myself, and I'll be ready for work on Tuesday morning. So that's my story. So angel deliveries, none that I'm aware of, but I know I'm all in your thoughts and prayers, so thank you. Doctor news, no news. I did drink the electrolytes again today. I did some research on DIY electrolytes because I'm not really a fan of like the Gatorades and all those types of things. And there's quite a bit of information. I have the ingredients here to make my own DIY electrolytes. Now the question is there a benefit to drinking electrolytes every day, or is it something, maybe I need to do during treatment for the first 10 days? Certainly the more I'm looking at it, like with sweating is an issue. And I do have night sweats during days 1 through, so far it's been day 1 through 10. And so then I could see there's some benefit to the electrolyte drink at that time. And then once the night sweats stop, maybe not, unless I'm having a heavy exercise day. But it didn't seem to be like a significant benefit to drinking an electrolyte drink every day, unless you have, unless you're at risk of dehydration or you're you're working out. I think they said more than 45 minutes a day, which I am not currently doing. But that sweating all night could be a factor. And also my fluid fluctuations, when I'm drinking a lot and then I kind of scale back, we learned a couple days ago that could contribute to dehydration. So I could maybe gauge it on that stuff. If I have a day when I don't have good ins and outs, maybe do the electrolyte drink the next day. I have been trying to do the electrolyte drink on an empty stomach because my research did say that if you drink water, or electrolyte drink in this case, water with the electrolytes in it is what I have been drinking. It's like a tablet I put in it, like Pop fizzes the electrolytes into the water. That your body absorbs it much quicker on an empty stomach, because the stomach doesn't have to do any digesting, right? It just passes it through. The minerals are already in the water, so it's ready for osmosis. It passes it right through the stomach and out to the intestines to be absorbed via osmosis to the bloodstream. So you get biggest bang for your buck on an empty stomach. But that doesn't mean that there's not value to it other times. But as far as kind of a protocol and trying to help for dehydration, I felt like that was the right choice. Plus my sweating takes place overnight, so that's what I'm doing. 10 cents. Okay, doctor news, that's it. All right, so let's get into my to-do list. All right, so my to-do list, I did rest. I did hydrate. Oh, sorry. So let's go back to rest. I didn't pop up my steps earlier, so I'll pop up my steps here. You can see that I had several spurts of activity. And I also had several spurts of rest. And you can also see these high peaks. These are the times when I tried to walk. So I did turn on my Charity Miles app 3 times today. 2 times it failed, which was very frustrating because, you know, I'm not walking even close to a mile. I'm doing like 1/10 to 1/4 of a mile. And I'm just trying to get a little bit in there to, you know, get a little bit. And you could see it was registered on my Fitbit, but I went into Charity Miles to log it, and it lost it, and I couldn't recover it, basically, twice. So then we did the 3rd one, which is this long spike at the end here, and that one worked. So that was good and encouraging. So I did get some Charity Miles in. We'll talk about that a little bit. All right, let's keep going. So I did hydrate. I'm already at about 80 ounces. No, that's wrong. I think I'm at 72 ounces-ish. 70. Let's call it 70, but I'm getting there, and I don't have any worries about making it. I did participate in the robocall, and hence I showered and I put on my face, my eyes. Felt quite good. It was lovely. It was a good experience. The judges were very nice, and they thanked me for being a mentor and supporting the team in these hard times. So that was lovely. I'm sure that was part of their rigmarole, but it was still very nice. I set up my live, so let me pop that up here. Ta-da! See my beautiful thumbnail? And then let me, over here, give you again the directions to subscribe. If you didn't get the notification or you can't see on your subscribed list my live, it should be visible to you now. I made it public with this picture. With the picture I just showed you. Then you could do the subscription if you need to. I think at the minimum, if you didn't get a popped up notification yet, that it will let you know tomorrow, like just before, or tonight. This is going to go live tomorrow morning. So this will let you know tonight when it's going live if you've subscribed and done all notifications, is my understanding. And again, certainly welcome to all my family and friends. I'll answer any questions. But if you know anyone that you think might benefit, or has any questions, or is worried about themselves or a loved one, I'm happy to answer any questions. Just from my experience, I'm not a medical professional, but I have a fair amount of experience in this area, and I'd be happy to share and be transparent about what my experience is. All right, so what do we got? I had to make up a new batch of Porridge Plus. I ran out of mix. So I did a new bowl for myself today with the leftovers for tomorrow, and I have 3 more, so I'm good for another week. I took a walk, I already talked about, and I started some classes online on logo and branding, but I haven't gotten all the way through them. So once I get through this video, if I still have some energy, I'll do that tonight, or I'll do it in the morning. All right, so, I already talked about shower and face. All right, so my to-do must. I must rest. I must hydrate. I need to build up my channel brand for whatever it is right now. I need to set up the studio space for the live tomorrow. I'm going to change from green screen back to my backdrop. so you guys aren't looking at me in green. And I need to come up with a microphone solution because I did test the live today, but I was using the PC microphone and it was a little so I'm going to see if I can come up with another solution for a microphone. So I'm working on that. So those are my must-dos for tomorrow. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow night. Or tonight. It'll be tonight. Because you guys are going to get this video on Monday. So Monday night. We're doing the live Monday night, March 22nd. Oh, yeah, March 22nd at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and then my would love to do is I have some robotics emails I need to send out. So assuming I can get through the rest of my must-do list, I'd like to get to that. They really need to get sent out. If they can't get sent out tomorrow, they have to be sent out on Tuesday. So I hope I can do it tomorrow while I still have some bandwidth. All right. Oh, charity miles. Ugh, I forgot to check the total number of miles again. Well, I've already told you that I walked myself today. I think I got about a half mile, all told. After all that, we have 16 members on our team, and I'll pop it on the screen right here. Our total miles. Great job, team. Way to go. So again, when I walk, I'm walking for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. You're welcome to join our team whether you pick that charity or not. The team information is right here. Crush NHL, exclamation point is the name of our team. And the information, the link to join is down below. But if you have the app, like the group section, the team section, you can search for us and find us that way as well. But the link will help you. All right, so that is all I have. If you're just here for story time, thank you so much for joining, and we will see you tomorrow night. Oh, sorry. Well, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do the live tomorrow night, so you're welcome to please join us tomorrow night if you'd like. Ask me some questions. Tomorrow night. Tonight. It's really tonight for you guys because you're going to see this video in the morning. So tonight I'm going to do the live. And then the live video, once it gets saved, I'm going to put that up. And that'll be up on the website for anybody, up on YouTube for anybody to see on Tuesday morning. So the live will take the place of my regularly scheduled Tuesday morning video. If that makes sense to anyone. All right, because we're a little delayed here. So you get me here. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I get to see you tonight, and if not, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, let's get into daily symptoms and statistics. All right, so the nausea. I felt fairly good yesterday, and as a consequence, at the end of the day, I wasn't suffering with the nausea as much as I had been on other days, and so I tried not to take the medication when I went to bed. That was a fail. I woke up, I'm going to say within an hour or two, and I had to take the medication. So I took just Zofran. I didn't take the Compazine also, and that seemed to be enough. It got me through the night, and I slept fine after that. But I was disappointed that I couldn't go without the meds. I felt like I did so well during the day, and even up until bedtime, I didn't feel too nauseous. And the other days, I think I told you that as the day went on, especially as I got close to bedtime, I started to feel really bad. And I didn't feel like that yesterday, so I said, let me skip the medicine, and that was a mistake. So I probably will take it again tonight, and maybe tomorrow night I'll start skipping, or try to skip if I don't feel bad. I mean, I have to figure out when the right time to stop is. But I have not been taking the meds during the day. I am taking the Pepcid. I think today was my last Pepcid dose, today or tomorrow. But we'll see. We need to increase that. So that's the story there. My mouth pain is just a bit, so that's down. Happy to report. Teeth pain is a no, that's also down. My throat pain is a bit, also down. My weight went up a little bit to X4.65. My fluid in was 96 ounces, 2.8 liters, which is 2.8 liters, and my out was 2.5 liters. So that is the difference in my weight, is the water that I didn't let go of. So, the last several days I've been letting go of more water than I took in. I'm not sure if the body is still trying to find its equal spot, or if the prednisone kind of threw it off and it's still not quite right. And that's another reason I'm thinking maybe to continue the electrolytes for a little while, because I'm just not clear on this water status and how my body's doing. Now, the blood work that I did early last week showed all my electrolytes were fine. So I'm not worried, but the lips are really not tingling anymore. We didn't get to that yet, but maybe it was electrolytes. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Sleep. My sleep last night was 6 hours and 17 minutes. Did not register any naps, but I was pretty much in bed from about 11:30 to 1, and then again from 3 to 5. So I had a few hours of very solid napping, and as I mentioned, and as you saw already in the my steps, there were several 15 to 30 minute spurts where I did rest. So every time I had an activity spurt was followed by some form of rest. That's what my body needed, and that's what I did. Okay, I'm happy to report my steps increased yesterday to 4,200, and today I've already beat that. So can't wait for tomorrow. My vitals are fine. All right, my neuropathy. The fingers just a bit. It's still on the tips. Hasn't moved anywhere else. So thumbs up there. Lips, if it's neuropathy, not feeling it. If it's electrolytes, I guess they're working. Hair loss, status quo. Skin, status quo. Night sweats. Nose clots, a bit. Had a little bit today. Night sweats are still a yes. I'm a little concerned with that, but not crazy worried. Headache, no. Fatigue, a bit. That's a down. A bit is down. It was yes. And I'm just calling it a bit because definitely my body is still telling me, like, I couldn't, like, go to an office and work an 8-hour day right now. I need to take frequent rests after activity. And activity seems to be brain activity or physical activity. I can tell you that too. So I'm calling the fatigue a bit. It's there. It's not overwhelming. It's not stay in bed. It's not if you get out of bed, you're going to be sick, but it definitely is present. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay, red skin is a no, and chemo brain is a no. So again, thank you all for joining me today. I hope to get to see you tonight at the live. And love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it.